How are you?
Oh yes, hello everyone. So welcome back here in the Brick and AMA space. After 2 weeks, 2 weeks ago we were here with Lee from HW Energy, a really interesting project about renewable energy devices. And today we are here with Adeo, CEO of Perffin Group, and now we will go, of course, through this interview to know more about him and his project, what they are doing, etc. But before everything, let me briefly introduce to all the new audience here what we are. Okay, so I present myself again. I'm Ludovico Rossi, Chief Revenue Officer at Bricken. Bricken is an infra solution, decentralized application, blockchain agnostic, where we basically tokenize and we are focused on tokenize not RWA in general, but specifically equity and debt and revenue shares of companies. Okay, so basically we facilitate access to capital and we help any kind of business to digitize their shares, their contract of debt to have a more efficient economy. Okay, so whoever is interested in exploring a solution, contact us. We are open to talk with everyone. We have a sandbox environment to test our tech, etc. Okay, but now let's go to the interesting part today. So welcome again, Rio.
Thank
Thanks
you.
to be available and here with us today. So let uh, let the audience know a little bit more about you. Can you introduce yourself? Tell us where are you coming from? What is your previous experience? What is Perffin Group, and where is Burning from? Burning
Okay,
from.
thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Ludo, for that opportunity. Okay, where I come from. Uh, I study really finance, accounting, and then later I switched to film production. And very early in the 80s, after the military service, I set up my own production company, really in the focus of production. Set up some film funds to really manage co-production of films. So we do a couple going very well, and then I sell that funds. It was in the late 80s, 90s, and from there, always being into entrepreneurship and really in the branch of media and company to list on the stock market. Then I ended up in Germany, so where we really experience a lot of free listing actually on Frankfurt. Like it very much because I see the capacity of really the stock market. My background has also been working with bank and previously I've been working also on the option market. Quite difficult, but been working on it on the stock market. So this is our background. Years I've been working also on the fintech. I was looking at the fintech, and we decided like 5 years ago with the partners that to say, okay, let's set up a company to continue that idea of set up an investment fund, investment company like an holding, and decide to go really deeper into the fintech. I was looking at the fintech. I was really ablaze by okay, that is a lot of players around, but there was one thing: they all are looking to raise money to grow, etc. And I said the idea would be good to say, let's set up a company, Perffin, where we say, okay, we take 4 years to really check, search some company, looking at them, make a selection, and decide to line them up and raise money for them to be having a minority stake into them. And then idea is to bring Perfin on the stock market to allow our investors who invest with us to having an
Rio,
exit strategy.
Rio,
That was
let's go step by step. Otherwise, we make too much spoilers here.
okay.
So, first of all, Perffin. I know the meaning of Perffin, but I think it's interesting to show. I mean, to tell to the public and the audience what is the meaning of it because it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, Perfin. I try to find a name that makes performance in finance. That is what is the PERFFEIN. Performance in finance. Perf finance is really simple
Yes.
name. I was happy because funny things. I was looking. You know, when you search a name like that, you go searching from left, right. Did somebody had that name or not? No, I found it in a very old mathematic book. The paste was yellow. That it was too
Okay.
old.
Wow.
Is
It
it?
was not recycled.
Yeah, it was like a formula. It's very funny. So it was interesting. But I like the name, and the name is easy. People understand it. So this is a
Yeah.
purpose, performance. That's what we're looking for, definitively.
Exactly, exactly. So basically, you are creating a fund, let's say, to finance and capitalize strategic companies, strategic verticals, because we know that, I mean, there are many verticals that are really growing faster than many others.
Yeah.
For example, AI, because everybody, I mean, now is thinking about something. I mean, AI is one of the first one, of course. So, and you want to capitalize these companies in order to bring them to the next level, right? But in which step is status phase? It's Perffin right now, and tell us more about it. And what are your favorite verticals? What is your strategy?
Okay, for now, we have already something like 15 to 20 vertical fintech, red tech, signature, for example, payment, which is really resilient. Whatever is happening in the world, we're still making payment. We have some neo banking, really deep in preparation, ready to go. We have some credit institution, long-term running banking with full license all over Europe. We have access to the capital. What do we have? We have debt market uh, platform, really regulated, only working for big company, which is doing actually 1 billion euro per month in terms of volume debt. So we have uh, every vertical of fintech we have found, except maybe cyber, we're still looking for at the moment. So we get that. Now that we have those, we have term sheet with them and some agreement already. We are placing some of our shares. We have 100 million shares in treasury that we are placing to investors, retail funds. We want more retails if possible to just make people profit from the fintech revolution, whatever. And that's what we are doing right now. So we having good target, good feedback, some commitment going on. Now is the time to really roll up. I tell you that why it become the time, because in about 6 weeks time now we are going to be listed. We do a direct listing on the Düsseldorf stock market to offer more visibility to Perffin, and for those investors who come now, they have a possibility for an exit, but we will want them to stay longer. Perffin plan is to do first listing in Düsseldorf, maybe add some additional European market, and then by the beginning of 2025, we will be adding a listing on the US market and to offer the maximum exposure. This is what we are doing.
Yeah, exactly. No, I know, Dio, that you are really active. I mean, for the audience, I mean, I talk almost daily with Dio, and Dio is traveling every day. I mean, he's going all around, talking with many asset manager, family offices, whatever. We are trying to really push. I mean, Perfin forward, and I really believe in this project. I mean, they are really, really. I mean. Well prepared, I would say on that. But have two questions. One is, what is your business model in order to, I mean, make everyone understand how this kind of business works? Okay, I think it's an interesting part. And the other one is, let's start with this, then I will go for the next one.
Business model is simple. So we have three components. One is equity portfolio, searching vertical in fintech, and then invest into them for growth. I mean, all those companies mostly are operating. They will be like in the next 2 years, be able to show EBITDA positive. We are looking really for that. Second is some organic that we have been preparing in parallel. One is calling MediaFin, PharmaFin, Crescendo, and PGC Marketplace. Let's start with MediaFin. It's more sexy. Is a bank, super chain finance bank for the global media industry, where I come from. And just to media industry, there's a lot of cash going on. When you do a film, you get paper, you get contract, you need to go to a bank to discount that to make your budget. You don't need your 30 million euro budget tomorrow morning, but you need it week after week, okay, from pre-production to post-production. That's why MediaFin is used for. Okay, so there's many things in media, radio, TV, etc. They live with advertising. When they do advertising, they don't get advertising money immediately. It takes 1 month or 2 months for them to get the money. In the meantime, they need to pay their employees at the end of the month, so they need some cash
Absolutely.
flow. This is what we are doing. Pharmafin is mostly the same model, supply chain finance between manufacturer, big lab, wholesalers, and pharmacies and insurance company. Those three elements, you know what I mean, is to bring some supply chain finance facilities to those pharmacies and the wholesalers because the sectors is being really having difficulties with new regulation, margins getting smaller. So we have seen that those projects bring add value. Those projects bring the add value to daily life. This is what at Perffin is looking. It's worth investing. Fintech is a tools, but it depends if you need to, which is good, you take place in some niche market, and
Sure.
bring add value. If you bring add value, you may exist, otherwise just forget it. The last component in Perffin is I've been preparing that also in parallel. We will launch it September, couple of debt funds going with Mediafin, Pharmafin, and Crescendo is going to be a bank for startup. Those neobank will have their own funds, and we create funds, which is very conservative because we meet a lot of those insurance companies. They have a lot of cash. They don't want to go into equity, but they want their cash to be well managed. That's why I say, why don't we create funds that we can have a left pocket? We never know when some of those assets will need more funds. Um, when the asset need more funds, we stop doing equity. Let's go into revenue-based financing. That's why when I say the term Perffin, meaning performance, the only thing I look at every month is your commercial balance at the end of the month. Guy, are we making money? It's good to produce, to put in place. Now let's go for money. You are a chief revenue, you know what I mean, officer.
Yeah.
So you guys, are we making money? We make €1, we can have €1.50 in facilities with your banker. And this is the way I will do it. So this is and then we will come to the time when we'll say, okay, what is our gross margin now when we do revenue? But we must think about revenue. We are not acting at Perffin like a VCs, invest, wait 5 years, and sell our participation. No, we enter a company, we want to stay as long as possible to be the best friend of the founders, because founders, the vision of the founders is important to us. We want to accompany them. And why I want people to buy Perffin, being on the stock market is look for the long term. Don't come today and get out tomorrow. That's the point. Come today, stay at least 2 years. Give time to time. Perffin will tell a story. I mean, every day on the stock market, you give perspective to people, but the perspective should be equal to one day Perffin will pay dividend. This is our target to our shareholders. At least to the floating.
Absolutely.
This
Yeah.
is really the target. Very simple, very conservative. We do a lot of revolution in the fintech with blockchain, with DeFi, etc. That is good. But at the end of the day, somebody invest money, just want a return. Simple, the way I look at it. Whatever we want to do, I invest money. I believe at that story, but I want a good return. That's why we go on the stock market to make people they stay liquid. They invest €1 million on Perffin. They get €1 million in paper at the bank for me, and then make that €1 million become €2 or €3 million in face value. This is our challenge, daily challenge. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. When you go public, I mean, you have the responsibility, of course, of your investors. And I mean, it's good what you're saying. I mean, because Russia is never good, So if and business, I mean, also, I mean, as whatever I mean, now the market is really growing and starting to grow, but we had years where here was a desert. I mean, the organization wasn't well known, and still is the niche, a niche, with early adopters, etc.
Mm.
So really, any market needs always time to deploy, develop, and everything, and these way companies as well. So now I totally understand your philosophy,
I agree
and
with you. I agree with you, but
yeah.
also the idea to do a direct listing, not an IPO, because the result will be the same. First, for us to give an exit venue to our shareholders, and second, also about transparency. It's about time now because it's good with DeFi. It's about transparency. You know what I mean? Traceability, and that I like. Like the same that you are doing with Bricken. We like it. Because give access also to the retails. Public today are well educated. They are curious. They want to
Exactly.
believe. You know, and when market is bullish today, just be prepared. It can be really bearish tomorrow. You know what I mean? We just want to be prepared for the worst. This is what we say at Perffin. We like to do that also, market watch, and to see beyond tomorrow. Like for example, we got some tools now coming in portfolio of Perffin. We will have also adding some expertise in fintech and see also beyond fintech. Fintech is good today, but see beyond fintech. What is next? Think go fast, with AE, etc. I mean, we all prepare for it. So that means see somebody, guys, invest. Somebody thinking about the day after tomorrow, not tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow. To have always something in advance. The idea when I putting, the media fin is because I know where the problem is in the media industry, with the film production, with music production, with video game production, with e-sport, etc. All those are our customers. We have a base something like 200,000 customers that we need to start onboarding. So, but for me, this are our organic project, which has been a long time preparated, and I'm looking about commercial performance. The bank will do his work, but us for Perffin, and I'm tougher with me than I am with other asset because we need to do the real performance. We need to deliver for Perffin. So this is the way it is.
Yeah. No, and I mean, you are now talking about media entertainment, and I'm really a big believer. Even in the comments, we have Crypto Supremer that is saying you should make a film in tokenization and RWAs. No, that the thing is that I'm trying a lot because we already have in our pipeline some movies that will be probably tokenized. Okay, and the thing is that it's really interesting because I mean we have a vertical that is entertainment, what all of us consume every day, right?
Yeah.
Even this, what we are doing right now, is content, is entertainment. Okay,
Hmm.
so to finance and get access to that, it's not easy because I mean, it's not going to the bank. The bank borrow you money. No, you have to go to the labels. You have to go, I mean, to the producers to get the money. And not, I mean, usually this market is always an oligopoly, right? It's not, I mean, that there are a lot. You have to do to those, and if you pass the filter, okay. If you not, no. So even to involve more people, more retailers, the fun actually, the public, the audience, because it's them that are financing them and giving the returns to all these movie creators, for example, or
Hmm.
players in the entertainment. I mean, I always saw tokenization as you said, we can open the gate to the doors to retailers nowadays, to the fans, etc. So in my head, I always had this tokenization of a movie where there is your favorite actor, okay, and you can invest. That something that before was impossible. I mean, it's great, no? Like investing in a pre-IPO company like yours. I mean, wasn't impossible before, but thanks to tokenization, now it's open. This doesn't mean that you can still onboard and sell your digital shares to family offices and the big players, institutional players. But now that at the same level of an institutional player, a retailer can play.
Yeah.
This is the big change, I think.
When you are doing, especially for tokenization, I was watching on what you are doing on with Bricken. We can do a link with Mediafin definitively, but because that was the first fund I put in place in the 80s. I say, how could we create a fund where public participate, you know, without taking the risk? So to do a product which is a family man product, I put my savings there, but I will never lose my capital. I will only get the risk to earn a lot. But this is something that we can be talking later on. I know how to do it. I did it before, the whole model. So to say just do a structured product, that people don't invest on one film, but on 20 film or
Exactly.
30 film. You know what I mean? And they can say, I am part of a co-producer of it. But the thing is, I have not lost my pound and my shirt by investing because It's difficult to make people take equity risk on film. It is not their purpose. They are here to buy tickets in the cinema. This is where they finance it. But if they want to be part of the adventure, there's two ways to do it. First, film must be at least 80% pre-sales. When you say action, the film has been pre-sales already,
Yeah.
it's sales to the platform, etc. The little part when you see you take risks, you say the film can have a life in the cinemas. This is where you get the lottery. If the film is good, you get 1 million people in the screen per country, you make the jackpot. But the good thing is a film, even if it is 2 hours film, take you 2 years to create it, and then the 2 years film, and then it's good or bad, or whatever. But the thing has a life on long term. You get some film, the next 20 years is keep bringing you money. So it
Absolutely.
is a long-term capital. You are part of it. You keep earning. You keep earning. The film go on TV. You earn money. Go on.
Royalties, no?
Yeah, exactly. The producers is a loss to take his money on the principle, but at least he take it on a very long term, because before you need to pay the theater and then the distributors, etc. But that is part of that model with Mediafin. This is where we know we can help people participate, but without risking 1 cent. I'm very conservative. I'm not a gamer, or I play when I'm sure to win. I'm sure
That's
to
good to
win.
know. That's good to know.
Otherwise, I don't play game. But if I bet, I know that security for me very important. Your capital. We know how to make babies, with a minimum capital. This is what it is. Go very conservative, go slow, but invest into. That's why I say all the perimeter of risk should be managed. So, for example, we have a tools, fintech tools, which is a risk management, credit risk management in real time. It's not sexy, but guys, it help you. you know,
Yeah.
like I say, you need to see what will be the day after tomorrow. This is what I like. It's not difficult. It's not 100% science, but at least I'd say 80% you maneuver, and you try to counter the risk. The rest is an Armageddon can always happen. So this is the way we say that at Perffin. That's why we were going slow. It was not easy going through regulation. Every time I spoke with regulators or whatever, because most of the business we enter in, they are regulated. So Perffin must get the green light before becoming a shareholders. So far until now, we get the green light, because we have a very, very uh, conservative approach.
Rio, to throw some number to this audience. Okay, you're capitalizing yourself in order to capitalize other strategic company in the market, right? So
Yeah,
let's throw a number. How much are you placing? Because you are selling 100,000 shares, right?
million. Actually,
Sorry, 100 million shares. Yeah, right. Sorry.
there
So
is
how
there,
much is one share nowadays with a discounted price? What is the value that the audience, for example, could buy today? And once you IPO, what is the target, for example, by the end of the year about capitalization or the goal that you foresee for
yeah.
this year?
Uh, on that 100 million shares, Perfin actually announced 500 million euro capital. So we are placing 100 million shares, 50 million now for the Europe listing. We are placing with Bricken 15 million shares at €4 a share. The listing price at introduction on Düsseldorf will be minimum €5. Minimum €5. It could be €6 or €7, depending on some more assets I'm coming in. Some assets, thanks God, I'm using some shares around €4 a share to do some share swap. Some people don't want money, just want to be part of the Perffin family. So we are getting some asset which is generating revenue in the portfolio. So that help building the market capitalization. At listing, we should be a market capitalization around 700 to 800 million. Why? Because most of the assets in the portfolio, some of them are value 100 million or 120 million. So we are doing some strategic acquisition. I could not say too much now because I am under NDA, but there is some big German institutional. that we will be sitting with on some very important debt market. So this is what we are going. So going to the road of 7 to 800 million market cap. Market cap don't mean enterprise value. It's just market cap. But at the moment we are placing 50 million, 50 million, like that will guarantee us something like 120 million euro in the box. We don't need more. The rest we will keep selling later on when we start preparing the US market. We will drive, we will keep building the share price. We will push the share price up to 15 euro. This is my target, because inside the portfolio you will be having 4 neobank, even 5 working, which is delivering income. When you consolidate that to Perffin income, we can go for that kind of share price. And then this is something that we will do. We can announce it. It's no problem as far that it is public. We will do a lot of buyback. It is a plan. There will be some exit. Some people will just want to take the benefit. That is life. There will be some buyback, because to keep the control on your future, you need, to be sure that your share price don't fall when there is an event or whatever. Even good, bad will happen. We just want, to having certain control on the shares. There will be some buyback. So for me, I like the idea of being safe, not 100%, but control the growth. Don't grow too fast also. Don't like that, You grow too fast, what could happen, But
Exactly.
a
It's not.
steady, day after day, each brick, and be very open. We have so many news to say. Good news. Me, the only news that I like is commercial deals. Like I say, I like to communicate. That means on performance. There's something that Perffin will do to support really the market cap is monthly we will show the metrics, what globally in the portfolio in terms of volume processing Perffin portfolio is doing. That is, it's maybe fancy, but it's cool, because you see what I mean. So that motivate everybody, So
Exactly. No, and this is something that we always push as well. As you know, on your token store, you can publish your monthly reports anytime, and investors can always check, download the information, check it whenever they want. So absolutely, no, communication with investors is it's key,
it's
without
key.
any doubt, and yeah, transparency as well, because that's where you are really building trust for it. Uh, I'm taking one question from the public, so
Yep.
from Marcus Show, but it's someone that, of course, I would have asked you. Okay, so is why are you most excited to work with Bricken? How did you decided on working with Bricken? And I would launch as well, why you choose tokenization? Okay, as a way of financing, for example.
It's not the only way. We do private placement on the traditional way with some funds and some investors already in place now, already subscribed. And because we are advocating fintech, DeFi, blockchain, etc., we need to use it also to prove that it works. So we can't, say we invest in vertical fintech and not go. Bricken was an opportunity, and because Bricken was interested in music and media, that made me wonder, why not Bricken? So we
Great.
need to be in both worlds, to say, to having two step, the traditional and also the DeFi. For me, it's the same. The Perffin token has the same right as the common shares of Perffin. So for me, it's democracy. I don't make any difference.
Yeah, and okay, so okay, you tokenized. Because you found us, you liked our solution. Okay, you tokenized also because you wanted to prove that this is working. But for you, when you talk about tokenization, what do you see? More efficiency, less operative costs because it's easier to manage.
Oh yes.
Uh, what is the value? I don't want to tell it. I know it,
No, no,
but
no, no, no. I agree with you. Thank you for asking that. Tokenization is interesting because you touch immediately the retail that I wanted, uh, because as many. For Perffin, we do one deal, Bricken. Now, behind Bricken, there can be million of retails that we can have. When we do a direct listing, I am limited to a number of only 140 people. I can't go above, because it's direct listing. This is the rules, So the traditional world got a certain rules, but the DeFi really sometimes disruption. This is exactly what DeFi is doing, and the tokenization allow. So you can go to the maximum. It's still a limit of 15 million shares. There will not be more. The contract is fixed. So that kind of freedom. Of course, it's cheaper. It should not be the only one, but it's cheaper. But also, like I say, when you do a direct listing like that, normally you go to the big boys, to those big family office, big funds, big private equity funds. Why public could not have access to a pre-listing or pre-IPO deal? Give them that opportunity. They get shares
Exactly.
cheaper. This is what I like. If you're talking about the a kind of democracy there, and as we communicate to a large public, but give them access. Don't give them access when you are listed on the stock market, like everybody, but before. That's what I like with Bricken, and those tokenization platform, and also the real world asset, because now we are in both. The real world asset is the
Yeah,
Perffin
exactly.
shares,
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and is really the real activities, resilient activities. I'm talking about Blue Shirt, one of our company, which is selling authentified signature, high level, to the Ministry of Finance in France. They have a 10 years contract. Signature, you will need it every day. I don't know how many million signatures they sold, but I'm seeing the figures and I say, wow, going to be juicy. It was hard. They got 2 years really hard time with some cash flow issue, etc. I don't know how they manage it, but they won so many contract of institutional. For me, hey, I'm maybe earning 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents per day, but my friends, I'm earning it many times, and every hours, every seconds, we are earning those cents. At the end of the years, if we make something that I like, that kind of resilient business,
Exactly.
uh, uh,
Yeah, resilience. It's important.
yeah.
I
So
mean,
you
in life
see,
and in finance.
yeah. But the thing is, company need cash flow, but cash flow must come with certain securities. That's why talking to the public in a very common language to speak. Look, we are regulated. We're not here to fly by night. We are regulated, fully regulated. We invest in regulated business. This is serious. We serve company, meaning people lives at the end of the day. But okay, people want to invest. Me too. Just do it in a proper way, responsible way, and to find a right return. For me, Bricken was a good choice. There are many platforms, but we like you guys the way you have been deploying things, advising, also teaching step by step, and we like it. And so we have high interest also on Bricken. Definitely.
Exactly, exactly. This is is something that maybe we can be a strategic
Yeah.
investment as well. No, in order to use mention step by step, and here Juan Manuel is asking, no, how long do you think it will take for the retail market to fully jump on tokenized investments? No? I want to add something here. Okay, so Juan, the thing is that adoption is a curve, no, and takes time. Of
Mm.
course, we are at the beginning of this, fast growing market. And actually, this is something that I want to tell you. I mean, we need more people like you, Juan, or all the audience here, because it's you guys that basically drive the adoption every day. When we go home and we talk with our friends, family, partners, whoever, I mean, we are telling the story of, hey, this is blockchain. Hey, I made this investment in a pre-IPO company with $100, for example, and it's like, how? No, why? How can you invest it in the next movie with Leonardo DiCaprio? How can you invest in the next Sagrada Familia, for example, no, or in the startup in Beijing on the other side of the world, right? So this is the thing and the story that we should tell. You should all starting to really play an active role in this market, and then tell the story and the experience that we are living in it. So we all drive adoption. Bricken as a player, and you as a client, and you guys as investors as well every day.
If I may answer also to Manuel,
Sure.
in fact, it's like two shop. You know what I mean? I can go in the shop online, or I can go in the shop really in the shop. If I want to buy a pair of shoes, or you know what I mean, a night suit, I will check. Maybe I will go to the shop to be sure. There's two things. To be in two worlds. When I say two shop, I am in the world of the normal assets, stock market, traditional, all right, but also be part of the revolution of DeFi. I am in two. You know what I mean? I should not making a choice. Why should I not choice? I got two possibilities. I use the two possibilities. The idea that we are doing with Perffin, maybe we will make it cheaper on the tokenization for people to say, hey, it's cheaper on Bricken. Let's buy Perffin on Bricken instead of the stock market. It's higher. That is something. It's just commercial, all right. But we need to advocate it to be to do a little bit evangelization, other things. It takes time. I mean, I would say the blockchain is in not childhood, but it's start to become a teenager now. You know what I mean? And things go fast. Look at fast when we get a mobile phone and smartphone. It take like 5 years, 10 years, and suddenly people adapt it. And now you can't live without your phone. Huh? You go out without your phone. You say, "Where's my head?" Is it? I mean, that would be the same. And more business is coming now using the key word is democracy. In fact, is democracy and is transparency. This is the key word. But we need more business coming. Look, those big investment funds like Blackstone or whatever. I mean, KKR, they are all coming in. Even banks, even the regulators. I mean, in Germany, where I am at the moment, I mean, regulators, the BaFin, it's okay now for the tokenization of things. It is. So I don't think it take time. It's not even a question of it is trend or not. It's just the way it will be now. You will have no choice. If you want opportunities, you will have no choice to be in both worlds. Don't make choice. I want both. You know,
Exactly. This is also the beauty because tokenization is just digitalizing and making more efficient what already exists. So
already
you can
exists. Yeah.
exactly. For
Yeah.
example, now we will tell. I mean, you will tell us how to invest in Perfin or whatever. But I want just to make a statement here. For example, something that is unique about Perfin is that okay, today you buy the tokens on the Perfin token store. Okay, investors portal, and then you keep it. Okay, the day that you want to liquidate them, you sign a contract that is called swap agreement that they already have in place. You swap those token with the real shares that are now retained, okay, held by the placement agent, okay,
Mhm.
that they are using, and then you will receive those shares to liquidate them in the stock market. So I mean, be sure that they already will have a secondary market. Be sure that it's really to get on the token. It's cheaper for you, but also on the other hand, you have the instant. I mean, it will take some, but the swap, the option, okay, in order to go to liquidate. So this
Mhm.
is something unique that the other project doesn't have because they don't plan soon. For example, last week we were with HW Energy, great project, but they also are thinking about the IPO, but it's not something that can say, okay, we will do it this year. So they will have a liquid market straight away in a few months, actually.
Mm,
So
mm.
this is also another big thing about
N-
Perfect.
No, the big thing also because I'm thinking more about the interest of the shareholders than mine, which is normal. Because if you think about them, they will stay, whatever. If they want to liquid, whatever, there will be a secondary. We manage that already. Buyback definitively
Yeah,
on day one.
but
Buyback and also if you tomorrow you say, okay, I want the shares, I don't want to liquid them, I just want them to sit on the bank, I want to buy an apartment, I want to buy this, I want to getting budget for the university for the kids, etc. This is what shares allow you to do. You know what I mean? So and one way or another we will be running bank ourselves, so we will find solution for those people. You don't need to worry on that. So also for information for you, we have some big partners banks coming with us now, like Morgan Stanley, UBS will become our global sponsor for all our neobank. We are working on the plan right now, and so a lot of things has been accelerating now. That's why I say when you do a good preparation, like a film, when your film is 3 weeks, you do 10 weeks preparation because the 3 weeks, my friend, you get one shot, and this is what we have done with Perffin. Now is the time to for the rollout and take that opportunity, and so we have already the funds we need. the token will be good reserve to look at more opportunities to come and to make Perffin a success, but use also to make a good return. Me is the more thing I'm looking for. Investors, they must have a minimum 1.5 time, 2 time return. This is the minimum I'm looking for. Okay.
Awesome. So I think we are reaching a little bit the end. We touched many different topics. Crypto Supremer is asking, so we can arbitrage. Actually, I mean, there will be many markets in the stock market. So there is you cannot do it on the on chain of chain because there won't be a secondary market off chain yet. I mean, on chain yet. So yeah, that's the thing. So Rio, I don't know if you want to tell us something more. I would like to take some questions. So audience, if
Yeah, go on.
you guys are there, if you have other question, go ahead. Is the moment. I wanted to answer to Mr. Money that is always present as well as others. And he was asking, can we also tokenize a Netflix like platform? We can tokenize any kind of business. I mean, any kind of company with equity or
Mm,
any kind of debt issued by a solid company, can be tokenized
mm,
tokenized. So this is the beauty. I mean, can be from the bar like Crypto Bar, that is a bar in Barcelona that we have here, or to Perffin, that is a pre-IPO company. So totally the opposite, right? So all the spectrum pre-IPO from the beginning can be tokenized, and even debt. There is a debt market that is really huge, where with money market maker funds, whatever. We would like to jump in soon this year. So we do. Actually, Rio, before you were mentioning about debt funds and this kind of
mhm.
vehicles, and these are the vehicles that also we would like to tokenize as well.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting. It will come. Everything will be on chain. I mean, this is clear. If you know, guys, the adoption curve, we have innovators that is usually 5%. Then there is early adopters like 10% around, and then there is the chasm. Okay, the chasm is if you pass the chasm, then you open a 35% market
Mm,
share with the early market, right?
mm,
And then you have the late market that is another 35%. So if we pass the chasm, I mean, we're gonna open the gate for a really big chunk that we never seen on chain here, and the big capital will flow in. And we have BlackRock testimony in there, HSBC, big banks, billions tokenized in bonds as well. So I mean, it will we will come.
This is, I think, also what we are doing with Perffin, really, also to help also Bricken, and we are connecting with a lot of institutional bank. They are coming into it, and we spoke like every day. I told you like Deka Investment, some German investment fund, Union Investment, and this is really really something really 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 important to us to help really to push, because we put our bet on Bricken. I say not only make Perffin a success on Bricken, but also help Bricken, crossing, become best friend with the biggest players actually. I say Germany because I'm sitting in Germany, because they are very savvy, in Germany. When something works, they look at it. Choosing the stock market in Germany is not by random, because I know what we are doing. I know the philosophy there, and a lot of German. I mean, they are, as far as it is well prepared and they have a visibility. That's why I say real world asset is very important. But which asset are we talking? We need talking about
Exactly.
asset who can be liquid, who create, who every month we see really what is the commercial performance, the share price, the storytelling behind, not telling a story, but showing also definitive result. That's why we choose some asset which is really startup plus. Some are really in the growth period, which is really really very comfortable. So this is what I say. Security is important, but also thinking about growth. So people should be, like I say, be in the two world. Don't make choice. Just use the two. Why should I choose? I take them. I take both. This is the way I'm saying thing. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. One last question, because I see that there are no other ones. So Mr. Money again is asking, what's the market? What's your marketing plans for Perfect? And yeah, that At the product life cycle, I mean, they won't have a product, so it's a matter of investment and deploy, helping company to grow. So that's they are starting to invest already in this strategic player and signing the first deals. Correct me if I'm am I
That
wrong?
is correct. Yeah.
But yeah, what's the marketing plan for Perfin from now on?
Okay, marketing plan. So we are plan, not especially me, but some of the colleagues also. We have some TV interview in France and Germany. We will always also communicating, because we're in the media. They will be have access to some press, magazine. Um, for example, I'm telling you, we are launching MediaFin. So I don't think this year we will have time to go to the Cannes Film Festival. In fact, MediaFin is a perfect tool to also market Perffin, you know, and PharmaFin, being in Cannes, of course, the Perffin will be the parent company, and media, we know how much money we are. Look, just to put in the confidence, media and pharma, we are talking about 20 or 30 billion euro cash under management transaction.
Wow.
That was
Yeah.
yesterday the work we did with UBS, and they have a big headache in terms of money market management in real time. This is a kind of volume we are talking. So, and um, what MediaFin and PharmaFin propose, we don't have the equivalent today in the world. Let me put simple. Just PharmaFin, to just make a little parenthesis to understand why that is a project really important to me. During COVID, instead of sitting down at my desk and like everybody was locked, I decided to do some shit work to do deliveries of medicament for pharmacies. I was happy. Motorways was empty. We could drive like crazy, and I was doing something like 600 kilometers per day. Not for the money, just to learn what is a real problem that the pharmacies, that sectors have. You have to touch it, do having a
Absolutely.
field experience. When I have done that field experience, it was planning to do for 2 months. I did 2 years because I was a good driver. I was really on time every time, of things, but I learned a lot of things. And all those professionals, they opened the book and explained to me the problem they were going through. That was really interesting, and then I sit down, I build up that neobank, and I say, hey, that neobank bring add value. Like I said previously, do you bring add value? Yes. The same with tokenization. Do tokenization, DeFi, bring an add value to people? Yes. It's cheaper, faster, sure, buy time, and access to opportunities. Life is like that. And sometimes you have change, sometimes you have not. But the change, you have to provoke it. So I guess this is what Brick and you offer.
Absolutely, yes. No, thank you, Rio. So let's wrap it up a little bit and let's
Yep.
close it because it's already been 1 hour.
Yeah.
So first of all, thanks to everyone to be here with us. Today we had Rio from Perffin Group. They are opening a fund basically to invest in strategic vertical with strategic players of any vertical. Okay, they are selling like a discounted, digitalized, shared in the shape of token. So only 50 million out of 100 million shares are digitalized, and you can buy directly on the token store of a Perffin that is down here. You can see it. And so go there, visit, download the white paper, download all the information, get more news about it. I'm sure that if you write to the Perffin Group email that is on the token, so they will answer to your question, everything. What else? As you saw, I mean, Rio has an awesome experience about finance and funds that he already experienced before. We are super happy to working with you, by the way.
Thank
It's
you.
been really exciting. And yeah, so if there are no other questions, Rio, launch another, I mean, the last, I don't know, say something to close it, and then we
Yes,
can leave.
so we'll be happy really to having you like in our shareholder base, and for really a long adventure, because there's a lot of things you will really enjoy. It's just the beginning, because not only announcement is really making it, and the team behind me, because most of the time you see me, but the team behind is really experienced, gray hair, but really well experienced people, in the field of finance, on technology and delivering, and high level bankers from experience. So trust, you can trust us to really deliver, and I really put the accent on performance. Performance. It is all what we are looking for, definitively. Okay,
Yeah.
guys.
Let's close with this. Performance is the word.
Yeah.
It is. So
Thank you,
thank you.
thank you, Ludo. That was really great.
Yeah, no, thanks to you for your time and everything. Thanks for you all to participate and make comments and questions. See you next time with the next great project. And bye bye. It's okay.
Bye.